There's a gripping mystery surrounding the disappearance of China's Foreign Minister Qin Gang. This involves a foreign minister, a glamorous television host, a love child, accusations of a spying scandal, and now a disappearance. If there weren't serious concerns for the foreign minister's safety and whereabouts, this would be a gripping story. Let's start from the beginning. Qin Gang was one of Chinese President Xi Jinping's favourite lieutenants. He promoted him quickly through the ranks. His two most recent roles were both high profile: the ambassador to the United States and then China's foreign minister. He was also one of the youngest Chinese Communist Party leaders. But then he disappeared. He was last seen in public over a month ago, on June 25th, when he met with Russian, Sri Lankan and Vietnamese officials. A week earlier, on the 18th of June, he'd met with the United States Secretary of State Antony Blinken. It was a high-stakes diplomatic trip to try and improve China-US relations, and we covered it here on this program. But then Qin's foreign meetings were all cancelled. China's foreign ministry at first said he was sick, then refused to take questions, and now, today, reports he's finally been sacked. Media globally speculated about where he was and what had happened. Well, now there are international reports that Qin Gang had an extramarital affair with a beautiful journalist, a television host from Phoenix TV, which is based in Hong Kong but broadcasts into mainland China. Chinese officials have been grilled about the pair and whether an affair was linked to his disappearance, but they won't comment.
The Times of London has reported that Qin Gang's disappearance is related to being under investigation for an affair with Fu Xiaotian, a Phoenix TV reporter who recently gave birth in the U.S. Do you have any comment on that?
我不了解你所说的情况。
Is Qin Gang currently the Chinese foreign minister? What is the status of, or why has he not been seen in 3.5 weeks?
你的第一个问题建议你查阅中国外交部的网站，我也没有其他更多的信息。
Fu Xiaotian interviewed Qin Gang in March last year when he was in his role as Chinese ambassador for the United States. There are reports that Fu Xiaotian, who was 40, was having an affair with Qin Gang. She's uploaded pictures of her gorgeous baby to her social media Weibo account in March this year. Many interpret her social media posts as confirmation of a relationship between the two. It's not certain, but this post does come close to it. She posted a picture on her Instagram of Qin Gang and she wrote underneath it, "An historic day for us." Her last post was on the 10th of April this year. As you can see here, she flew back to China in a private jet and hasn't been heard from since then. Remembering that Qin Gang has been promoted and supported by Chinese President Xi Jinping, well, one of my Chinese sources who's plugged into Beijing politics and factions tells me that Xi wouldn't have removed Qin if he could have saved him. My contact says it makes the assertion that Xi is all-powerful ridiculous. I'm told that the affair was used as an excuse to remove Qin, who, according to my source, might actually be the victim of a fierce power struggle. Affairs aren't normally problems for the Chinese Communist Party senior officials. Mao had parades of women around him, while Ye Jianying, a kingmaker, had 5 marriages and countless concubines. My contact says Qin Gang didn't just have an affair with anyone, but as we've shown you, with Fu Xiaotian, a high-profile journalist at Phoenix TV, which is controlled, so the television station Phoenix TV, headquartered in Hong Kong, is controlled by Zheng Xinghao, the brother of Zheng Xinhong, who's the leader of the powerful Shanghai faction and all other anti-Xi elements. Fu is now suspected of espionage or of being a double agent. My contact suspects that Qin Gang may have leaked secrets in bed, which could have been used against him with Xi Jinping. Clearly, we cannot verify this, but you'll recall that it's this quite common charge of spying that Beijing has used to keep Australian TV host Cheng Lei imprisoned. So this whole situation is not the case of the Me Too movement hitting the Chinese Communist Party. It is deeper and more complex than that. The story is intricately involved in power struggles at the highest levels of the Chinese government and Communist Party. Fu Xiaotian has disappeared. We don't know where she is. Two possibilities are that she's either under the protection of the Shanghai faction, the rivals to Chinese President Xi Jinping, or under guards by Xi. We hope that her and her baby are okay and that they're safe. We just don't know. We won't know until she resurfaces. No word from her since April. And prior to that, she'd been posting to her millions of followers about her baby and her baby's father. She was seemingly invincible. I've got esteemed China expert John Fitzgerald on my show tonight to talk about all of this. His view is that there's no doubt that there's a powerful power struggle underway. It's partly over control of security services like the infamous Ministry for State Security. 2 years ago, Xi announced that he was undertaking a major review of the security services and would root out corruption. One of the targets or the victims of that anti-corruption campaign was Phoenix Television, because it has connections to security services. Its founder reportedly received several $1 million from the MSS, the Ministry for State Security. Xi Jinping has been trying to gain control of these very important and powerful security services. John Fitzgerald's view differs slightly from my Chinese contact, whose analysis I gave you a moment ago. John Fitzgerald says that while senior leaders have had affairs and mistresses, it's generally not been well publicised until after they have passed away. Women flaunting their affairs, their wealth, their access and position is new territory for China. It's the reality of the new social media landscape. John Fitzgerald agrees Xi Jinping would have preferred to keep Qin Gang in office, but this relationship, this affair, has left him embarrassed. The embarrassment for Xi Jinping is that the people he's elevated quickly through the system have turned out to be a disappointment, a reflection on his own judgment. But it could also be that Qin has potentially leaked information to his girlfriend, who, as I said, is part of the rival Shanghai faction. This is up for analysis and interpretation until more information is known. But the career of this very beautiful television host is fascinating as well. She went from Beijing Languages University onto Peking University and then onto Cambridge. And then she started working with Phoenix Television in London. Like Qin, she had an accelerated career path. John Fitzgerald tells me that she also had a rose garden named after her at Cambridge, which indicates she made a financial contribution to that college. A large financial contribution from a TV presenter only makes sense if she had wealthy and powerful backers. Now, we don't know if Fu and her baby are safe or not. We pray they are. And we don't know if Qin, the recently departed foreign minister, is even alive. Often the Chinese Communist Party can take months to announce the death of a senior party figure. We do know that his disappearance and the sacking of such a high-ranking figure is unprecedented. This next clip that I want you to watch will go to some of this information.
Many observers believe that Fu Xiaotian might have been arrested on suspicion of espionage by the Xi Jinping administration upon her return to mainland China, and that she was forced to disclose her romantic relationship with Qin Gang. Within the CCP system, a figure at Qin Gang's level would not be removed because of a scandal. But the rumor that Fu Xiaotian is a double agent has given Qin Gang's political opponents ammunition. Former Chinese diplomat Chen Yonglin stated that if Qin merely had a lifestyle issue, it shouldn't be a significant problem. However, if there is any evidence proving that Fu Xiaotian is indeed a double agent, then Qin can no longer serve as the foreign minister.